Alright, so it looks like this is going to be the team comps for the TyLoo versus RNG game on the first day of Demacia Cup 2018. As an intro, I heard that there was not going to be an English cast for these Chinese games, so I decided that maybe it'd be a good idea for me to get in here and try and cast a couple, give you guys some English commentary. So for starters, we have the TyLoo roster with Max Prower, Guyu Zin, Angelo, Ziv, and Zhuang Zev. They're going to be running Orin top, Xin Zhao jungle, Aurelia mid, Kaisa bot, and Lulu support. RNG roster is going to consist of 2 subs, Zaite and Abel, filling in for their top laner and their ADC, but it's going to be running Shin top, Kha'Zix jungle, Galio mid, Kog'Maw ADC, and I didn't catch that support. I believe it was Braum. So we're going to be getting right into the game. The coaches are doing their intro. If you guys do notice there is no in-game audio, I apologize for that. This is the only quality video I could find, and it's all dubbed with Chinese audio, so I figured we'd want to keep it English, hence the whole point of this stream. So it's going to be my beautiful voice to get you through this entire debacle, so hopefully you guys can tolerate it. They're going to be doing all the intro stuff. Quite a stage they got there. It's going to be real nice. Yep, looks like I was right about the Braum. So what's super interesting is that RNG, as I mentioned before, is running 2 subs, Zaite and Abel. I don't know where Uzi is. I don't know where... I'm totally drawing a blank on RNG's original top laner. I don't know where they are. Maybe they're taking a break. Maybe they're just not running them in the intro games of this tournament. One thing is for sure, though, they obviously aren't that worried about this team, or else they would be running it, or they don't care about this tournament because they just won MSI. Getting right into the game, though, it looks like they are still going to be focusing on a very similar strategy to how they play around Uzi, given the fact that there's a Shin, a Galio, and a Braum specifically meant to protect the dog, compared to the TyLoo composition, which is going to be mid-focused with their Aurelia. It looks like they're going to try and get a snowball there between Aurelia and Xin Zhao. Ornn's going to be a tank matchup in the top lane. It'll be very boring to watch. Kaisa could be interesting late game against this many tanks. That actually might help them quite a bit. Just waiting for the game to get in. Oh, looks like my VOD isn't, is having some issues, so ignore the ad break from the VOD that I found. If anyone can read Chinese or Mandarin, I'd be super interested to see what some of these things say. Let's see if we can find... Oh, okay, he got us back into it. Perfect. Looks like that new Birdio skin. I do not know what patch this is played on. I can't see anywhere any numbers for what patch we're on based on this. Based on the Xin Zhao pick, part of me wants to think that it might be the newest patch. Not 8.11, but the new jungle changes. But I can't be for certain, so we'll just have to tell as time goes on. The Shin is running a Kleptomancy top lane, Kha'Zix Electrocute, Galio running Aftershock. That looks like a Lethal Tempo on Kog'Maw in the bot lane, Guardian on Braum. On the TyLoo side, we have Grasp of the Undying on Ornn, Phase Rush on Xin Zhao, Conqueror on Aurelia, Fleet Footwork on Kaisa, and Airy on Lulu. A leash on the top side for RNG, so they may look to swing bot and get an early gank there. Now this should be a pretty neutral lane because both Kog'Maw and Kaisa have weaker laning phases. It'll be mostly up to the support. Lulu should have the advantage here because she is ranged, but of course we'll see. Ming just left MSI tournament, so he might look very strong coming off of that. Galio should win the matchup early levels in mid because he has so much wave clear, he can just shove it in. But closer to 3-4, we'll see Aurelia put more work down and give more prom to Galio depending on how much he's pressured so far. Zen heading straight to counter jungle Karsa's blue buff. We'll see if he gets away with it. I'm thinking he might. Oh, nope, he's running straight to him at Wolves. This is an interesting choice. His Galio... Karsa's Galio has a lot of pressure. He's already roaming in. He's coming towards the Xin Zhao. Galio does not have his E, so he has no way to close that gap, but he's getting collapsed on by even Braum now. Looks like it's going to be an escape for him, some damage on Braum, but that is going to be a bit of a waste of time because he got nothing done besides stopping Karsa from taking a wolf, which Karsa can get back to much quicker than Xin Zhao can get to taking another camp. Aurelia did get some pressure mid, though, so she has a little bit better of a chance of being able to take on this Galio here in a couple levels. Looks like Ornn is taking this matchup so far in the top lane, but of course that might just be the matchup. I do want to say that Kleptomancy Shin is interesting. I've never seen that one before. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying I've never heard of it, so maybe he knows something we don't. Some decent damage on both bot laners. Right now, RNG with the slight advantage, but that health advantage is probably due more to the Relic Shield than anything else. The level advantage is to TyLoo's bot lane right now. Xiaohu should be cresting his level 4. There it is. Karsa coming in for the gank. He's going to come from the bot side. Looks like they're pinging it. They know he's there. He checked the Raptors. Nothing. So he's just going to give up on that. He might run bot, it looks like. They're giving him pings. They know he's there. They know he's thinking about it at least. He's just going to get a recall. Xin Zhao is at his blue buff, looking to go take Gromp and then possibly get a gank in his top lane. Oh, Karsa's going in. Lulu face checked that brush and she took some damage for it. That may force a back, but probably not much more. Gives a little more time for the RNG bot lane to push it in, get an advantage there. No major CS advantages so far. The only thing that is significant is the jungle. That's a 2 camp difference, but Kha'Zix can catch up relatively quickly. Slight advantages to RNG in the top or into the mid and bot lane, whereas TyLoo has the top lane advantage. TyLoo pinging topside jungle. They think Kha'Zix is there or he's headed that way. And they are right. He's headed straight to his Raptors now. Huge wave shoved into the TyLoo turret. Let's see if they catch all this CS or if they lose it. Looks like they're going to do pretty well with it based on what I've seen so far. They'll end up cutting the CS difference down to about 3. Abel takes Summoner Spellbook Abel's just running the TP in general, I believe. Huh. Okay. So he is only a TP Kog'Maw. Looks like he's just solely focused on his CSing. Xin Zhao going towards his Raptors and then maybe up to mid lane. He may be looking for a gank. Kha'Zix is coming down to his Raptors. He may be looking to counter. Lulu's following up Xin Zhao. Looks like they're both headed that direction. Kha'Zix did stop at his Raptors and is not doing anything. We might have a gank here. First blood, possibly. The combos. And there it is. First blood to Angelo on TyLoo. So the Aurelia Snowball has started. We don't know for sure if anything will amount from it, but he is going to get to push all this wave in and then back for his first blood gold. Ming is putting some aggression on to use Jhin. Kha'Zix is just going to do nothing. So they're going to try and take this Rift Scuttler, getting a little bit of an advantage there. The gold lead now is firmly in TyLoo's hand. Galio TP used. Shin is still getting beat up in health, but he is pushing the top lane. He does have the ult available. They might look for a play with that. Xin Zhao headed bot. Looks like he's going to try and set up for a lane gank. Let's see if RNG overstays or if they can pull it off. Karsa taking his wolves. When he finishes those, he might head bot or he might head to mid lane. I stand corrected. He goes for his red buff, so he's going to maybe look for top lane pressure here. Xin Zhao hesitating. He did waste about 20 seconds as of now in that bush, so they lose a little bit of pressure for that. Karsa is going to recall, so no jungler pressure on red side, at least in the time it takes him to get back from base. RNG is still pushed up slightly with Xin Zhao in the bot lane. He might head that direction. Shin's pushed up in his top lane, but no jungle pressure to really take away anything, and he has plenty of escapes from this Ornn, so he's just going to keep CSing. Xin just crossing mid lane to get up to his top side a little easier. Oh, looks like he might be looking to go in. He's hesitating just outside of the fog of war, but nothing's going to come from it. Neither jungler is 6 yet, and they are both tied for CS. It should be coming soon. Oh, Karsa just got 6 off his Gromp. He's headed mid lane now to see if he can get a gank off. Looks like he evolved his R to give him some more mobility in the jungle. And when Zen takes this Gromp, he should crest 6 too. There it is. Karsa just doing some counter jungling. May look for a gank after the fact, but right now he's just interested in stealing CS from the Zen. Kai'Sa backing off the wave, just going to let RNG do a little bit of damage to the turret. She doesn't know where Karsa is, and that was a safe bet because he just finished taking some Gromps. Or some Krugs. Can you guys tell I haven't played League in a couple of days? Looks like RNG has had dominance on Rift Scuttler since the game started, and since that is such a huge point of this patch, you can tell why all of a sudden that gold lead that TyLoo did have is now down, or they are now down 500. RNG starting up the Dragon. This Mountain Drake will help them take objectives later on with a Kog'Maw. You never doubt that. They're going to be able to take a really fast Baron later on if they can get to it with a Kha'Zix and a Kog'Maw. Bot lane from TyLoo is headed up. Level 6 on both of them. They're going to try and finish off this Drake. Galio and Aurelia are fighting. They can't get down. TyLoo TP with the Ornn coming in. Shin ult is also used. There goes the Ornn ulti. The Galio ulti comes in. The Kai'Sa is on Abel. Is she going to be able to finish off the Kog'Maw? No, he gets away. So it's a double kill for TyLoo, and they get the... Or no, RNG runs away with the Drake, but double kill for TyLoo, and they're going to try and transition that pressure elsewhere. Is this the solo Shin on the Kai'Sa? Oh, he almost had it. Ornn comes back in to save her, though. So Aurelia is pushing that mid turret. She might be able to take it in the time that Galio has to respawn. He has no TP up. We'll see if they send anyone mid to stop that turret from going down. That was really good heads-up play from TyLoo. They saw the Dragon. They got in there and stopped it. Aurelia was on the Galleon. That is just not a 1v1 that's really favored to him. So he's just trying to head that way, but she's just staying on him. Karsa does get in and take the Dragon back, but he trades his whole life for it. Kai'Sa goes in on Kog'Maw when everyone was over there focused on that fight, and she's able to get a lot of damage on Ming and bring Uzi down to killable range, or bring Abel down to killable range where he has to back off. He does still have a 15 CS lead against this enemy bot lane, though, so that whole win condition of Kog'Maw is still very much a valid source. Looks like Galio's just trying to get some vision down in his side of the jungle. And Xin Zhao is just going to take his blue buff. Oh, there it is. He's going to donate to his mid laner. I was wondering if that was going to happen, considering he has the enemy blue buff too. So that's 2 blue buffs in TyLoo's hands. They should be able to really push out some waves and put some pressure down. Aurelia on her last item before she is able to get the Triforce. She might be able to take advantage of that and powerball or snowball this mid lane matchup even harder. With their 3 kills, though, TyLoo is only 600 gold ahead. That's really not that much given the fact that they had as much pressure as they did. Karsa trying to keep his Rift Scuttler control up, but he does get pushed away by the enemy bot lane. Aurelia has gone in on Galio. Let's see if Karsa wants to try and counter gank that. Nope, but Xin Zhao is headed towards the bot lane. They might be able to bait this fight, and he might be able to get in there. A lot of damage on Kai'Sa, but she ends up baiting it. They go in, and she is going to try and ult in and get some damage down. RNG lane back up, and they are out of there safely. Shin and Ornn still just having a tank matchup. Top lane, nothing interesting there. Shin is pushing in with his Tiamat, though, and he is 20 CS up, so he does have an advantage. His ulti should be coming off cooldown, but I cannot see through the LPL Pro Stamp, so I'm just going to believe it is. RNG pushing into the TyLoo jungle. Karsa is going to sneak into that bush and get in range so he can just steal this red. This could be very sneaky and a very good play for RNG. There it is with the Shin ultimate. Okay, here we go. Alright, so Karsa pops a smite, and it's a free kill for Karsa and a red buff. He gets Zen to do all his work, and now he's headed bot lane. That was a really good heads-up play. He snuck in right under their noses and hung out in the brush to steal it away from them. This did give Ornn free range to whack on Shin's turret. Shin doesn't TP up because Galio heads that way, but that's about half its health and a Banner of Command minion down. Could this be just a trade from Galio and Shin, or are we going to see them switch when they clear waves for each other? Karsa's currently taking his red buff. He may head top to get Galio away out. We'll see. Now, I really like this roam from the bot lane to make sure they grab this Rift Scuttler. That vision and that 123 gold, that's quite nice for able to be able to continue this carry or Kog'Maw carry comp. I just want to take a minute to point out the huge CS lead in the pocket of RNG. 15 CS up on Shin, almost 40 CS up for the Kog'Maw. The only one who's down is Galio, and he's down by 4, which is basically irrelevant. This is a huge lead for RNG, and you can see it because even though they're 2 kills down, they are 600 gold up. So they're going to just continue to push. RNG able TPs to lane again. He's just going to keep that pressure bot lane and keep farming so he can get to a point where he can carry his team to victory. Karsa is taking his Gromp. He may look to head bottom after this camp clear. His blue does come up in about 20 seconds. He may donate that over to his Galio. Aurelia just doing her thing mid-wave. Look at the way she clears those waves. It's insane how much wave clear she does have now. About equal to Galio, and he has an AoE casted Q. Karsa looks to invade Zin's jungle one more time. Uses the R stealth to just move quickly through it. Now he looks to head bot lane. They do have vision of him, so he is spotted. Let's see if he still tries to make play. He is not even in. He has no idea they see him. But it might not matter. He goes in. He gets one auto. He needs one more and he can stun. He just backs off and they take the turret. Alright, so first brick does go to RNG. They're now 1,500 gold ahead. Let's see what else happens. Aurelia and Zen are both headed top. So they're going to force that Shin off. He gets wind of that and he just kind of lets them have it. First brick was still to RNG, so they get the more effective trade, and they're going to take a dragon too in the time it takes them to take that turret. So first brick and a dragon for just a plain old turret kill. Really in the favor of RNG for that whole trade. Looks like Shin's going to head bot lane. He's going to try and take the pressure in the long lane, whereas their bot lane might look to head top and just catch all the experience. They should be able to make it there before they lose more than 1 or 2 minions. Karsa just continuing to clear his bottom side jungle. He should be able to hit 11 here in a couple camps. It looks like a 3-man gank on Galio. They're going to try their best to do some damage, but he flashes away. He's still under turret. He is disarmed. They're going to do some damage. They're not going to be able to kill him, though. Get a Shin ultimate out of it, and we'll just see what happens there. Galio just looking to keep the wave cleared, so that way he doesn't have to deal with that pressure later on. Ming getting some vision, but taking some damage. Ooh, that's a lot of damage coming out from the Kazakhs. He jumps in, gets an ulti E, and then runs away. He's probably not going to escape, though. He's going to try and make something happen, but he's going to get chased down by the Lulu and the Zen. That was a little bit of greed from Karsa, and he got punished for it by the enemy mid lane roaming down. Galio looks to back. He does have TP. He may use that to get back to lane and protect his turret. Ming is still giving this Ornn hell and running him out of his jungle. This should be a turret down for Kog'Maw, though. So that's 2 turrets in the pocket of Kog'Maw, along with over 45 CS exactly advantage. He is a rich little puppy. He's going to be looking to go back and buy a lot of items and be able to carry these fights here in a couple minutes. Ornn goes back up to catch the wave he intended to use to save the turret, so he's just going to farm that. Kog'Maw is going to take the TyLoo blue buff. When your AD carry is this fed and doing this well, then there's no reason not. Oh, they get collapsed on by Lulu and Aurelia and the Ornn. Galio and Karsa are on the way, though. Karsa might look to jump in here if he can find a target. He gets hit by the Aurelia W. Oh, now she's gone in on him. Who got that blue buff? Xin Zhao did. So he used his smite and he was able to steal that blue buff. A little bit of waste of time from RNG, but they did draw the whole team up to them. Shin's there too. They might look to transition down. They do have some pressure in a bot wave that's building. Shin should go catch that, or someone should. Kha'Zix is just taking his Raptors. Vision on Shin in the red side jungle, so there's nothing there. They're just going to continue to make him do some ward clearing duty on the same ward. Kai'Sa taking the red buff. She's going to take that safely. And TyLoo transitions back to mid lane. It's going to be a Rift Scuttler for Aurelia, that gold in her pocket. Kha'Zix gets out from the backside of Rift Herald Pit and heads to his red buff. Galio should look to go catch that wave here in a couple minutes when they make sure this jungle is clear, which it is not. And that's going to be a red buff towards Xin Zhao, Karsa's red buff specifically. Shin pushes a wave into bot lane but doesn't do much damage to turret. He backs off to go buy some items. That is still a huge wave fixing to crash into the top lane turret. Someone has to head that way, and Galio is up. TyLoo looks to take a Rift Herald. I do want to say, once again, there is a 3-kill advantage, but it is 800 gold in favor of RNG. Their presence makes TyLoo back off the Rift Herald, and they might end up going for it just to counter. Galio pushes the wave back out top, and he sends it heading towards top lane. They're going to play a very neutral game right now. Line of scrimmage, just farming for the AD carries. They may look to try and get some damage on the turret this push. Yep, there's Karsa. They're going to force Kai'Sa off if they can, and they're just going to let Uzi do a little bit of artillery damage to that structure. The Guardian Shield procs from Braum to make sure Abel doesn't take that much damage. I keep wanting to say Uzi. But they're just going to keep some pressure there and try and do some damage to that turret. Aurelia is headed down mid, and there's 3 strong from TyLoo in the mid lane already, so they may look to do some damage. Abel is taking a lot of damage, but he gets a Shin ulti on him. Xin Zhao popped his ulti. Shin goes in with a taunt. Galio ult is coming in too. They're going to get the Wombo combo going right now. Ornn ult on the Kog'Maw. He is out of commission right now. He cannot get close. Him and Ming are both so low in health. They end up taking Karsa down during that fight. Shin E-flash in to get a kill on Lulu. That's a double kill for Shin. Now Abel is going in. He's going to try and get some damage now without taking too much damage. He is almost out of mana. Flash from Ming. Okay, they don't get the kill, but Ornn flashes in. Aurelia down and Ornn are going to go down. That is going to be a 4 for 2 for RNG. And they're going to be able to get that turret too. That is a huge advantage. That is going to be a 3k gold lead for RNG here in a couple seconds. There it is. And in wave crashing. I want to point out that once again, Abel is up 30 gold on his enemy ADC. Now this fight was actually really good to watch. You see the Shin ult come in on Kog'Maw. He still does some damage in the backline. Shin taunts in. He gets 2 good taunts this fight. There's the Galio ulti. I want to point out here in a couple minutes when the Shin flash E comes in. So TyLoo looks like they're going to turn this fight around. They're still 4. It's 1 for 1, and they're doing well. Then the Shin flash comes in, and he picks up Lulu, who should have just backed off. Ming looks like he's fixing to go down, but he's able to get out of the fight. RNG are just sitting there. RNG flash. He doesn't kill Kai'Sa, but he does scare her off. She doesn't have any reason to stay. She can't do anything in this fight anymore. All in all, good trade for RNG. They lose a couple members, but that's nothing at all when you get to take the mid lane turret, which opens up so much of the map to you. Looks like they're going to try and take one more Mountain Drake. This would make their 3rd. This makes their Baron threat incredibly scary for TyLoo. They cannot give this up, because if they do, RNG can take that Baron in about 6 to 7 seconds with Kha'Zix evolved Q and Kog'Maw being Kog'Maw. Karsa looking to flank. They may end up trying to do something here. They do have no vision. Okay, so it is now 1 Mountain Drake to 2, and a huge collapse on Galio coming in. Kai'Sa gets in on the backline. She's going to prop her passive and just try and do a lot of damage to him, % health. Karsa comes in and flashes by. He's just a threat. Galio's going to hide under his turret. All of TyLoo is there. Shin just took the top lane turret. He's just going to keep pushing into their inhib. And Kog'Maw is taking his mid turret. They're losing a lot for this mountain. They did get it, which is nice to keep it away, but that Shin might be able to take that turret if they keep pressure on him, because they can't back yet. There's Aurelia to stop it, though. Probably not much going to happen there. Just a wet noodle fight versus a lot of health. 2 down in favor of RNG, though. They're going to head straight to that Baron. Galio is bot lane, but he has ulti up, so they're just going to look to start this, I'm sure. And then if they get in any trouble, Galio will just ult in. There's that damage I was telling you about. Imagine that with the third Mountain Drake. Oh, but here comes TyLoo to try and stop it. Kai'Sa W connects to Ming. He's going to sit there in front line. They're just going to keep trying to do as much damage as they can. Aurelia in the back line. Galio does come in. They end up picking up 1 for 1. But Ornn steals the Baron. Okay, so that's going to be huge. RNG just lost a lot of pressure off that. Ornn's going to go down, but Aurelia's going to get away. So that means Aurelia and Lulu keep the Baron. I think Xin Zhao got to keep it too. I don't know if he respawned before then. So that is 3 Baron buffs on the blue side that was previously losing. That's actually a huge loss for RNG. Here we get to see the fight. It does get a little hectic, so I apologize for that. But Aurelia ult comes in, and she starts dashing all around the pit. She basically kills Abel, if not takes him very low. Galio ult comes in to try and save his Karsa. And yep, Ornn does steal the Baron. Lulu was not up at that. No, Lulu was up. Xin Zhao was not up at that time. So we'll have to see who ended up coming away with the Baron buff on TyLoo's side. You can see 1 on Aurelia right now. Ornn definitely doesn't have his. It's just a question of if Kai'Sa or Lulu happen to have theirs by any chance. The CS lead between Kog'Maw and Kai'Sa is decreasing, though. She keeps bringing it up when I check. Oh, well, the jungle camps do inflate those and change those numbers up a little bit. So there's 1 Baron buff on Aurelia. We still haven't got a sight on Lulu to see what she has, but they're going to look to pressure this mid lane turret. Looks like 1 Baron buff for all of TyLoo. So if RNG can take down this Aurelia, they lose all the advantage they did have. Karsa coming in from behind. He looks to do something. There he is. There's the exhaust on Aurelia. He's going to poke with a Q. And the Ornn ult goes in on Abel, and they're able to take down 2. Okay, 3. That's a triple kill for Aurelia, and they're going to look to finish off RNG. RNG is losing a lot of base here. Buffed up Baron Banner of Command minion is going to go try and take a lot of damage to this turret. There it is. Alright, so RNG is forced back into their base, and TyLoo is just going to keep pushing. They do have to be careful not to overextend here. They still have 15 seconds before they do have to worry, but there's the Galio ult. Aurelia and Ornn are in the back line. Okay, Galio does take out the Lulu. Is that 2? Alright, that's 2. That's 3. Okay, and this is exactly what I was talking about. TyLoo overextended there for sure. Shin is still on the Ornn. This might be a 4-kill streak on a Baroned up team. Insane. Okay, so double TP to the bot lane. They're just going to look to do as much damage as they can to the TyLoo base. Galio continues pushing down mid. He's going to try and do some damage to that turret too. Kai'Sa won't really be able to stand up to this 2-man push along with minions from RNG. She's just going to have to hang back. There is at least 14 more seconds until an actual damage can get out. Lulu's just going to be there to shield the Kai'Sa. That's 1 inhib down, and RNG splits off. They force a wave into mid, but they don't do anything with it. Galio is going to catch that huge top wave. Here's the fight again. Like I said, you see Galio ult in, and he splits off Aurelia and Ornn to the back as the fight, and then Xin and Lulu to the front. So Aurelia tries to go in to save the Lulu. They both end up dying. Shin is able to connect on the Xin Zhao and get a kill there. Shin flashes over the wall, and he chases Ornn down for the kill, and basically that is 4 for none. That is a huge advantage on RNG and a huge overstep from TL. We are starting to see Kai'Sa pop off, though. We saw in the fight before last where her and Aurelia were able to get on Abel, and he was just unable to do anything about it, ironically enough. Shin ease over the wall to see if he can get himself in range. There is vision of him now. They know he is there. 4-man strong in the bot lane for TyLoo, except for Aurelia, who just backed. They're going to look to go back to mid lane and maybe defend there. Galio pushes a wave down mid. The RNG bot lane is sitting in the topside jungle near the wolf camp. Ornn ulti, let's see who they're trying to catch out. They're going to connect it to the Galio, but he's going to be too far away for anything to happen. That is Ornn ulti down. That's going to be at least a minute till it comes back up. Shin pushes, sees if he can get anyone to back off, and if he doesn't see anyone, he might keep pushing. Oran's headed his way, though. We're going to see if they can do anything with that. RNG does push the lane, or push the mid lane, but they don't get anything out of it. Galio headed bot lane. That is going to be a lot of protection for him. Taunt on the Kai'Sa. Let's see if they do anything. That's 4 strong on Galio, though. Kog'Maw's headed that way. Okay, Kog'Maw's in range. He starts attacking the Xin, who has his ult up. Aurelia came into the fight, too. Aurelia is on 3, but she's exhausted now. And, okay, Kai'Sa takes down Shin. Looks like 3 kills. 3 kills for RNG, or for TL, and looks like we're going to go 4 for TL. An ace for TL. Okay. 5 for 2. That is a huge advantage to TL. They're going to keep pushing. We are seeing TL winning these late game fights, which is ironic because you really expected Kog'Maw to be able to carry. But with the damage of Aurelia and Kai'Sa to be able to get on him no matter what your front line is, that's insane how much they can just penetrate and take him out. They're going to take this time to clean up waves. Their inhibitor should be coming up here in a couple minutes. Picks up a Cloud Drake. That does even up the Drake's score. They're going to get some movement speed, and the next Drake will be Elder. That won't be any game-ending buff based on the fact that both teams only have 2, but it does give something to contest along with the Baron. Now you see where Shin overstepped here. Galio does come in, and Kai'Sa almost flashes out of it, which is basically the only chance they had to win this fight for RNG. Kog'Maw rotates down, but he seems a little slow, and he can't get in range to actually do damage to Xin Zhao until half of that time. Aurelia comes in, disarms everybody. That forces them all on her, and Shin gets left alone, and she's still able to pop off and get 2 kills there and not even die. Ornn chases down the Galio, and Galio actually is able to finish him off there, I believe. No, the shield saves him, and Aurelia, he goes in on Aurelia instead. Just some wave maintenance for both teams now. They're going to try and keep these mid waves pushing. Aurelia is hanging out behind Vision of, or Fog of War. They're going to push in mid lane. 10 seconds on the Baron. Shin ulti is up, I believe. Once again, can't tell because the LPL stamp, but we'll see if they look to make a play there. Banner of Command, for some reason, on the caster minion, not on the super minion. I don't understand that. Maybe he can do a little more damage than the super minion who does go up close. But whatever it is, they take that down. Shin coming in. He does have Flash Taunt. That is a play they can make in about 6 seconds on his TP. Looks like RNG looks to just start that Baron up entirely. TL is on the way, but they might not make it in time. That's a lot of damage coming out from the Kog'Maw, and the Kha'Zix isn't even there. There he is. They're going to get the kill on Baron before TL can even stop it. What a good play from RNG. We see the backs coming out. They're going to look to get a little pressure, but while they're at, TL is just going to push in the waves that they can. TL inhibitor has response. That's going to give them a little bit of breathing room, not have to worry about Baroned up super minions. That wave clear felt very nice to watch. Banner of Command on the Siege minion right there. Which, of course, isn't going to do that much against a Shin or a Kog'Maw, but against the Galio, he will be basically unable to take it. Shin pushing in the top wave. They're going to look to send some Baron minions in there. Kha'Zix is pushing down the bot lane. He just lets his minions work on the Siege minion, and then he does that. He actually, he has no problem getting through there. Cuts through it like butter. Aurelia, or Kai'Sa, is down. What was she doing? She was super far pushed up. Here comes Galio. Is the Shin ulti used yet? I can't see. There it is. He is in. Okay, Galio hits the Ornn. They're just going to keep whittling down some damage. Xin Zhao knocks him off with his ult. So it looks like the 1 kill on Kai'Sa. Oh, almost kill from Kog'Maw on the Lulu. Okay, they're just going to keep pushing now. I want to see what happened in that fight. Looks like Kai'Sa maybe thought she could catch someone out, but in reality, the whole RNG team was there. Maybe a Shin ultimate was used already before she was able to get a kill. But this could be the death knell for TL. RNG gets 2 inhibitors pushing on Baron, make that 3 here in a second when Shin finishes his. They should be able to win this game. Kai'Sa is down for 10 more seconds. They are looking to just back out, though, and take their win and possibly push down here in a couple minutes to finish it off for good. I hope we get to see that replay here in a second because I'm really interested to see why Kaisa was so far in the back line there. Here we go. TyLoo is the winner, apparently. So yeah, Kaisa just lands her W and thinks she's able to take down the Kog'Maw. She has a little bit of greediness there because that made no sense. Shin ult and Galio ult come in and just make sure he takes no damage. That was a really questionable play coming out of Ziv. Still a minute left on the Baron buff for RNG. They may end up pressuring. They may look to take a fight. We can't tell for sure. Elder Dragon does come up in a minute 40. Oh, that's going to be a Karsa kill on Lulu. There it is. Okay, now Kog'Maw's doing damage in the backline. They end up taking out Kaisa too. Now they're looking at the Zen. Next comes Aurelia, and Orin pops his ulti. They're going to try and break off the fight, but that's not going to be enough. Abel's just going to keep doing damage to Aurelia. She has her Guardian Angel procced. Orin's going down now. Galio is going to hit as soon as Aurelia comes back out, and that is going to be the full ace for RNG. They're going to look to push it in. This is going to be the end of the game for RNG. They're going to end up taking their first game of the Demacia Cup 2018 and moving on to the winner stage. Even before that, Baron buff ended. Well, that concludes my very first cast. I may end up doing one or two more from round one. Based on how I felt like it went. If you guys enjoy it, please feel free to leave a like, a subscribe, watch the Recall podcast that my friend Brendan and I do. I hope it is enjoyable. This was my first time ever casting. Thank you so much for viewing.